I've got to sing night after night after night after night, and I can't afford to just blow it out one night and not take care of my voice. And then the next day, what am I going to do? I mean, I've done stretches of tours where I'm doing 30 shows in 33 days. I mean, it's a lot of shows, and so you've got to have some techniques to keep your voice on track to be able to night after night after night do your thing.
Like you have like the denim jacket and the tattoos. Like, how do you combine the rock and roll life with being a singer? Like,
What do you mean exactly? Like you know,
like
it,
this, like the
go ahead.
stereotype of the rock and roll life. Like,
Yeah,
how do one combine that with being a singer?
that's a good idea. Yeah, I mean that's a good question. It's almost like the rock and roll life is like smoking cigarettes and staying up all night and drinking whiskey. Totally, I get all that. And on a side note, I have a lot of my students ask me about scream. They want to be in a screamo band or a hardcore band or death metal band. And because I have the tattoos and the way that I dress, they assume that that's the type of vocals that I teach. So anyway, that's a side note. But back to your question is, for me, I live a pretty regimented lifestyle. I've gone through times of drinking and a little bit of smoking and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm more concerned about connecting with an audience and singing well and performing and having fun. I've never been like a huge partier. That's just never been, the rock and roll stigma or whatever that thing is. It never appealed to me that much. I've never done drug. That's never kind of just been my thing. I grew up in the church, and that had my faith had a lot of influence on the rest of my life and the decisions that I made. So for me, it was just more about singing and having fun. Connecting with an audience is about creating a community and serving people through a gift that I have.